All right, good morning, everyone, and good morning to those who are online. Thanks for coming today. My name is Ole Gunnar Dahløy. I have been the coordinator of this project. That has been going on for almost 4 years now. We are about to end it in the end of April. As a coordinator, this has been a joyride. It's been, I have learned a lot from what's been going on. We have had a great consortium, and we have had good results, which will be presented today. We started in 2018 with a task or a challenge that was given to us, saying that we should handle 30 start-stops for a hydro turbine, a hydropower plant, per day. I don't think many of us actually thought this was relevant. Maybe relevant 1 to 5 times, but not 30 times. That's quite a lot. And on top of that, running it with a lot high ramping rates, a lot higher and a lot faster than we had today. I think most of us were thinking that this was a little bit out of the question. We checked it in Norway, and the most start-stop sequences per day in Norway was 2 times. That was what we had. And the first year we had 3 times per start-stops per day. That was the maximum we saw. We said that within just a few years it would go up to 10. Yes, we are closing. Some places now, we see this is happening. I guess all of us know that today this is even more relevant than any time before. Because of the climate crisis, more renewables has to come in, and the variable operation of the system has to be handled or balanced by something. And that something can be hydropower, and I think all of us know that. This is from the kickoff meeting in 2018. We are 16 partners from 5 different countries: North Macedonia, Scotland, Germany, Sweden, and Norway. Yesterday we had the final workshop, or final technical progress meeting, where we talked about what was happening since the last time. And this is the people, and if you study those 2 pictures, you would see that most of the people, and many of the people, were in the same pictures, meaning a lot of researchers have been joining us or working with us for 4 years. To me, this is a symbol of a good consortium. I have to mention that the first thing that happened to us was that Macedonia, or the university in Skopje, they didn't have enough time, person month, or money to actually do the work they said they should do. We asked all the partners if they could set aside 1 or half a person month so that we can give it to them. And everybody said yes. I think the biggest contributors, for universities, we gave away what you needed. To me, that was a good sign of a good consortium. And since then, I think everything has happened smoothly. Of course, some of the things, or progress has been delayed because of COVID, but no big problems. I have to go into the big picture again. The big picture is that hydropower is an enabler for more renewables. There's no doubt about that. I think all of us know that. The question is, how can we actually build it up or communicate this to not just to Norway or Europe, or the rest of the world. I think this is our challenge. As the leader of the joint program in the European Energy Research Alliance, a joint program of hydropower, the frustration is that we are not even visible in the set plan of Europe. How is it that the biggest renewable energy source in Europe is not in the set plan or the strategic plans? It's a mystery to me, to be honest. But that's the biggest challenge we are facing. So I think results from this project and many other projects has to be communicated in a better, more, I would say, publical way, to show what we are doing. We have to show the flexibility, how the hydropower can be utilized, flexible. And we have showed it in this project that we can build more flexibility into the hydropower system. There is no doubt about that. It is clean, it is sustainable, and it provides security supply. Take, for example, the Norwegian system now. We are planning to build a huge amount of floating wind or offshore wind power plants in the North Sea. If we do so, we can actually be 100% renewable in Norway. But the wind doesn't always blow in the North Sea. So something has to back it up when it's not blowing. And that something can be hydropower. In Norway, for sure, it can be hydropower because we have the possibility to build more power. And that's one key. The discussion we have today is basically on the energy, the lack of energy. Very few are talking about the power system. If we are going to back up wind in a huge way, then the hydropower system has to build more power. For Norway, it's fairly simple to build more power into existing power plants. And if you do that in between existing reservoirs, it has fairly low environmental impact. A study from SINTEF says that we can do that. We can build 20 gigawatts in the system, extra in the system. And that is enough to back up Norway, and I also believe the Swedish variation need for flexibility. IEA had a recent, or last year, they gave a report on hydropower. They call it a sleeping giant because it's not visible, it's not used. Politicians are not talking about it or build it more into, or use it more into the system. And I think this is, to be honest, I have no good answer to why this is happening. But I think it is because of the environmental impact we had in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the resistance we have in the 90s. And we haven't come up again. We haven't been able to build up the so to say, the repertoire of hydropower again after that. In my opinion, if we continue to build hydropower, we are able to build more. In the worldwide system, we only build 25% of the existing energy potential out. So we can build 3 times more than what we have today. And that's not including the protected areas. In Europe, this is not the case, though. It's fairly small amounts that can be built, but still, we can apply it in a different way. We can utilize the flexibility, and this is what we have done here. So, for me, this is the renaissance of hydropower. If you look at this project, it has been built upon 7 different work packages. Ethics requirements is something that is overarching for the whole project. We have to take care of that. But we started to build scenarios. We had to build scenarios to see how we believe that the future will be in Europe. That is taken care of by Aachen University. They have a huge competence on this. In my opinion, one of the best one in the world. We will hear about what the results was from that afterwards. Then we build the flexibility, or we looked at the technology within turbines, generators, and converters. A turbine is taken care of by the work package 2, and work package 3 has been looking into the converters and generators. Of course, we have to look into the environmental impact of this. And of course, we have to look into the social acceptance of it. I think this is the key element that we have to provide in all projects from now on when we look at hydropower and other renewables. I'm living next to Nidelva and passing through Trondheim. Nidelva is one of the case rivers in this project. If we start the upstream power plant, start and stop the upstream power plant 30 times per day, I would be one of those standing next by and saying, no, I don't want this. But if you can find a mitigation, some technology that can dampen those waves coming downstream, it might be okay for me. And this is important. I think this is one of the keys in order to make hydropower one of the giants again. We had a lot of communication. We have a lot of dissemination from the results, and we are talking today, we are now discussing how to exploit the results in the future work. Today's workshop is going to give you an overview of what we have done through the whole period of 4 years. Each and one of the work package leaders will come up here, talk to you about and show you the results, and we are able to discuss it. For those of you who are online, please make sure or raise your hand or raise your voice during the discussions if you have questions. I really would like to have a discussion based on what you see. I'm also looking forward to see all of the things that happened. I'm sure we cannot present everything, but I'm sure that we can give a good overview of what we have done in the past 4 years. I, for sure, am proud of what has been going on. I'm also proud of what the results are, and I know that the work package leaders are also that.